Hello, friends. How's everyone doing? Hope all is well with you and your family. Hey, it's been a while, and I know we've been talking about, you know, selling your house or investing into real estate, right? But let's cover some of the things that what goes into the home buying process, right? Because if you are like most home buyers, you may be nervous about the entire process and it is overwhelming, right? Because over and over, it is like confusing and very overwhelming because a lot goes into um, home buying process. And that's why I am covering all that in these videos for you guys. That's why I'm here, and I'm trying to bring my experience, years of experience, for you guys to make your job as a buyer, right, as easy and seamless as possible, right? Because throughout my years of experience in the real estate industry, I amass insider knowledge to help home buyer get great deal on their home purchase. And now, you got all the information. I can give it to you so you have that on your fingertips, right? Because home buying, it's a very overwhelming process. You have to determine what are your wants versus what are your needs, right? In your home purchase, the information on securing a home loan, your common mistakes, what you can avoid, how you can negotiate, um, excuse me, to save money on your purchase, and when is the best time to buy the house, and much more. I will cover all that in the videos for you guys, right? So, you know because home buying, it is kind of stressful project, I would say, because it goes a lot into the home buying process. So I have, with 17 years of experience and wide knowledge of real estate, finance, and banking industry. I am also awarded as a CDPE, which is called, if there's a distressed properties, or if it need to be short sale, or if it need to, there's a homes that are foreclosed or REO, you know, or moving up or downsizing. People who want to downsize, their kids are already grown, they don't need a big house, so they can get into smaller home, right? So I will help you guys throughout, the transaction from A to Z, with step by step guidance of mortgages, how you can get the loans to get into your first home or your dream home. Or if you are a first time home buyer, how you can get into those programs, or how you can, you have to have a title of the property, and you know or if it's a cash to close, county title, net sheet, all that, negotiation process. I will guide you guys step by step. Okay, so you can rely on that. you know um it's not, again, over and over and over and over in all my videos, I let you guys know, before you planning to sell or invest or buy, or anything you want to do with real estate. If you don't know, make sure you talk to your attorney, your accountant, the process, how you can make that happen. Okay, so actually my motto is to, help you buy, guide you, to buy or sell, the real estate same manner as I would do that for my family. So you guys can rely on, just not real. I would say, the guidance I'm giving it to you guys. Either you can say me as your big sister or your younger sister, depend on our age. So, but I am here for you guys, and you know, and when you know these things, you will know, that nobody can take advantage of your naiveness. Okay, which I say that over and over and over again. There are people out there, bad people, good people. They are all over in the world. That they are everywhere, right? We know that. So, bad people, they always take advantage of, other people who don't know about that subject. They take advantage of that people, right? They will take advantage, and it's all that, however they do that, either with the big talk or BS, right? So the reality is, once you know these things, you can protect yourself and you can protect your loved one with the, years of headaches or years of heartaches. Okay, because sometimes it takes forever, or sometimes you cannot even recoup that mistake. You cannot, that mistake, like, it just take it over. It take over you, your heart, your family, headache, and it's sometimes it's you cannot get it back. So that's why I'm here, guys. I'm just whatever I know for my life experience, I am bringing it to you guys. So nobody take advantage of you or your loved one, your family, right? So let's talk about today, how, what is the home buying process. And we know that, that technology has changed the way homes are sought and bought today. We know that, right? Because this information era, right, most buyers are first introduced to the home they eventually purchase, they find, on internet, correct? Either through Zillow. Zillow has so many homes. The Trulia has homes. Yahoo homes, or there's so many companies. It's online, that people find their homes. There's thousands and thousands of real estate websites, right? So that means there's no real need for buyers, you know, to worrying about, that they don't know much about it, or where they're gonna find it, or how they're gonna find their house. All that, the city, the state, all that is, everything is on internet. Okay. So if you can find the, or visit a home, if you find the house on web, that uh, of course it's involved other party, which is the seller, right? Because the reason, sometime, those online transactions, those online homes, they are here, they might not be here tomorrow, they go pretty fast, right? So you have to sometime use the services to assist you in handling your real estate transaction that come, like, you can, sometimes the buyer, they wonder if, they use some these kind of services, while, or they should do the work by themselves to save the money. Okay, suppose if you buy, let me give you an example. Okay, suppose if you're buying a house that is for sale by owner, which is called FSBO, right? Those house, and the seller agrees to reduce the price, you know, by 3% or half of what a listing agent would receive. Of course, you have to pay money when you go, the sellers, they go through the agents, correct? So to do it yourself, home purchase, it might be pricier because, you know, of course, when you use the real estate agent, you have to pay them the commission, right? But beside a buyer, generally they doesn't directly pay any commission to the agent on the home purchase. Okay. On most home sales, there's a listing agent. That's the agent that is engaged by the seller to sell the property. And a selling agent, the agent who introduced the eventual buyer into the transaction. Okay. Because the selling agent is sometimes, um, they also call the buyer's agent. That's a selling agent, okay? Because he or she is often working on a certain on a buyer's behalf, and it's easier than explaining that the selling agent is not the listing agent, okay? But really it is a buyer's agent. Selling agent is a buyer's agent. Listing agent is a seller's agent, okay? So there are some real estate agents that market themselves as buyer's agent, exclusively buyer's agent. Okay, they don't represent sellers. They don't work with any other form of real estate, but they only represent the buyers. That's called the selling agent or exclusive buyer's agent. Okay, so a buyer who goes directly to the listing agent and allows that agent to manage both sides of the transaction is dealing with an agent who has, conflicting responsibilities. Okay, because their job is to get a good price for a seller, and they might not jealously represent the interest of the buyer. Okay, those who market themselves as a buyer's agent, they indicate that you are only working for the buyer in the whole real estate transaction. You don't deal with the seller because the buyer's agent commission is paid by the seller with the rare exceptions. Okay, because they either get paid directly by the seller or set up the transaction so that the seller provides a credit to the buyer for how much real estate commission is. Then the buyer pays the commission, because a maximum in real estate is, no matter how it's set up, the buyer still walks away with the house, and the seller still walks away with, like, for example, 94% of the purchase price. Okay, because a real estate agent will have better access to the market and a special knowledge of local conditions. Okay, because the agent is a full-time liaison between seller and buyer. Okay, so if an agent will have a ready access to other properties listed by other agent, buyers and sellers agents know how to put a real estate deal together. Okay, a real estate agent, here we are covering what is real estate agent, right? They will track down homes that meet your criteria, contact seller agent, and secure appointments for viewing the homes on their own. Buyers have a more difficult time with these things. So this is even more so the case when a buyer is moving due to relocation or employment opportunity, right? And does not engage a buyer's agent to handle that matters. Okay. And another is that because sometimes it is harder to negotiate on your own when the real estate agent they'll help you keep the transaction at arm's length, such as personalities and dealing with other agents and their personalities, their emotions. They You don't have to, if you have those agents on your back, you don't have to deal with that, right? They will deal with other agents. So another point is price negotiation that take a special skill and understanding of the psychology of offering and counter offering, because agent keep the transaction um, dispassionate and rational. For example, if a buyer, you might like a home, but despise its wood panel or walls or carpet or the kitchen color, paint, or the counters, when you work with the agent, you can express your opinions on the current owner's, decoration skill, or complain about how much it will cost you to upgrade the home without insulting the owner directly, correct? Because owner made that house according to their taste, correct? So when the agent comes in, they translate that to seller that you very much likely the property but can see having to spend certain amount in decorating cost, and it can offer, they can help you offer much less. So contractually speaking, there are like many contracts and documents involved in purchasing a house. The stack is more than an inch thick. Unless you are a real estate lawyer or a title agent, these documents will, foreign to you, yet they require detailed and accurate completions. Buying a property is not necessary a fill in the blank transaction. One mistake, let's say in the title work, that could haunt. I'm telling you from the experience that the buyer well down the line after the purchase, because this very situation happened. For example, a property that was sat on a double lot was, it was put on the market. The neighbor bought it to carve off a bit of a second lot to expand his own yard, right? So the seller then put the home back on the market, and it was sold months later. Through a property tax notification, it came out that in preparing new deeds for the properties, the expanded yard area was correctly in the name of the neighbor's name, under the neighbor's name. However, the house had been transferred to the home buyer. The new homeowner now owned both homes, and the neighbor owned his expanded driveway and yard. So fortunately, they were good neighbors, and they settled the matter with the, few paperwork and signatures, but it could be nightmare. So the real estate agent, they deal regularly with these kind of contracts and conditions and unexpected situation like that. It's a familiar with the condition, when they safely can be removed, and how you can use the contract to protect yourself. Okay, so you won't necessarily like save money, but the point of not using a real estate, like agent, it would be to save money. Otherwise, why would someone turn down a professional assistant in finding a home, right? So it's unlikely that both the buyer and the seller will recap the benefit of not paying the real estate agent commissions. It worked like owner selling their house like for sale by owner. They'll price the house based on the sale price of other comparable properties in the area. So many of these properties will be sold with the help of an agent. Therefore, the seller profit in getting to, they can keep the percentage of the home sale price that might otherwise be, prepaid to the real estate agent. Usually it's a 6% of the commission of the whole sale price of the house. Okay, because the buyers looking to purchase a home sold by owner without any agent may believe that they are saving money on the home by not having an agent involved. And so they look solely at for sale by owner houses. They might expect money to be saved and make an offer accordingly, right? Because unless the buyer and the seller agree to split the saving, they can't both save on the commission, okay? Because that's if the listing price was not already lowered by, near the commission amount to make it more market attractive, okay? So that's why I'm just, covering what is an agent, and if you want to how you can benefit from it, from their education, from agents education, from their experience education, their knowledge, their neighborhood knowledge, their price guidance, their market conditions and information, negotiation skills, and confidentiality. Okay, the ability they can handle all the paperwork, because it goes a lot into it, checking the title report, checking the net sheets, all that involved in the purchasing of the house. Make sure all the numbers and all the lines are dotted, everything is covered because of their ability to handle the paperwork, the ability to handle any closing questions or any, problems come up during the transaction, or their relationship for the future business. Okay, so it's extremely important, guys, to know all the ins and outs of the real estate, and also the knowledge of the agent. Okay, that too, you have to be very careful that how much knowledge that person has before you bring one along with you to help you to search the home, just so that you might know what to expect and what will be expected of you. Okay, so simply let's put it together that the agent is someone, they are licensed by their state. Okay, they have to keep up with the license, with the education, continue exams to keep up with their license and knowledge, and to list and sell all the real estate, including any homes, any multi-family properties, any commercial or industrial building, a realtor. However, it's the same, somewhat, different. A realtor is it's a member of, they are member of National Association of Realtors, which I am also. I've been a member of National Association of Realtors for last 17 years, actually. So while an agent is always a real estate agent, that is all not that they are the realtor. That's not always the case. Okay, so you have to check their background, you have to check their education, you have to check their how much informative they are. And so as I mentioned, that real estate agents um, who work on behalf of the best of interest of the buyers, and they are commonly called buyers agents, and the realtors who are the national and state association of the realtors members. um, they also have a great wide experience, the background experience. Okay, which is, as I mentioned, I'm a National Association of Realtors member for last 17 years. So another, I would like to cover um, that all listing agents, okay, represent the seller, but other agents who don't have buyer agency agreement with the prospective buyers, even though they may show homes to those buyers, are working on behalf of the seller, and they must obtain the best price they can for the seller. In contrast, if like suppose if a buyer's agent work on a commission which is contracted in the listing agreement, okay, that seller will be paying their commission once they bring the buyer for their home, for seller's house. When buyer's agent they bring the buyer, the listing agent, they split, they must, according to the contract, they must split the contracted commission with the buyer's agent. Okay. So you have to, as I said, you have to do your diligence. You have to check the agent you are planning to work with, their background, their education, their experience, their knowledge. Okay, how you choose the best agent, for your needs, because you might feel the urge to pick the first real estate agent who appeal to or approach you, but that's something to avoid. As with any professional, that there are degree of professionalism, dedication, and experience and knowledge, and the wow factor that will simply wear off. Okay, so meet the agent uh, in their office, because a good buyer's agent, they will want to know whether you are pre-approved for a loan by financer, with what kind um, of terms of the loan you are getting, or they should spend adequate time to discover what you are looking for in in a house. What is your dream house? What are your needs, right? Versus what are your wishes. So they should listen as much as talk, and ask those questions. You have to watch and take notes, um, you know, that if you are clicking with that agent or not, because it, it's a transaction, it's a relationship that, with the for the house you are planning to buy. You want to make it a good experience when you're planning to buy your house. Okay, not your worst experience that it just sometimes it comes to the life that it's bad. So if the agent doesn't broach the topic, ask for explanation of his understanding of agency relationships and obligations to you, okay, the law requires agent to explain whether they be working for the buyer or they be working for the seller. Okay, every state law that requires that. So whenever they have substantive uh, contact with the customer or prospective client, if the agent doesn't offer you a buyer agency agreement, that agent is representing the seller. They are not representing you as a buyer. Okay, you have to remember that. Because if the agent can't explain, right, why agency concepts to you, they move to the, right, they move to the next agent. So be sure that the agent will be showing you all listing or properties on the market and that meet your requirements. Okay. And another concept is if the buyer agency agreement is that you will be working only exclusively with that agent. And otherwise, that agent can come back if you buy the house, right? They can come back after you because you have a buyer's agency agreement with that agent. So be sure that the agent is able to explain that to you and they will be showing you all the listings or properties on the market that meet your requirements and not only listing that are handled in-house. Okay, because the buyer's agent have the legal duty to put the buyer's need ahead of their own. Okay. Even when agent will be paid more for selling an in-house listing, they must inform you about other available suitable listings that take you to see a viable prospects. Okay. The good buyer's agent, they will provide a home buying education. The listing agent will point out all the features of the home. A good buyer's agent will point out all the faults also in the house, or they will also advise you, when they can be, what can be overlooked or what are the must, that need to be taken care of because component, competent buyer's agent, they will help you to think clearly as the home buying process unfold. They will educate you, and which is I do all the time. My buyers, my sellers or investors, they know thoroughly what will be the next step. I am guiding them step by step. If they are first time home buyer, or if they are first time home seller, or if they are first time investor, or if they are reselling. And that's why over and over, you know, uh, my people who bought 10 years ago with me or sold 10 years, 15 years ago, they still call me when they are or their children are planning to buy or sell or invest into any kind of property because they knew that I put their needs first and I worked hard for it. So, for example, if a good buyer's agent, they might suggest you, that you are looking past the, dated bathroom or the kitchen, or look at the space above the garage that will make the perfect, art studio you desire, or, you want to make a playroom for the kids, their friends to hang out with, or whatever you are looking for, because they know exactly what you was looking for. You explain when you was, they were asking you those questions. So that's why, guys, it's very important to have a knowledgeable, educated, um, agent who is looking for after you, not their own. Because a person who is looking after only for their own, goodness, they will never be there for you. Okay, because they put only their interest first. Okay, so that goes with everything in life. We know that. Okay, so uh, another thing is like if you find a cute house or it has all the amenities, that you was looking for, right? Um, and but it has like a roof is very old roof, right? And it not be might not be the worth the asking price, right? So if you decide to buy with the intention of building an addition, the agent should advise you to check. They should know about the zoning rights, about the zonings, before making an offer. They should guide you. They should know all the county, city, zoning guidelines, correct? But that comes with the education and that comes with the knowledge of that agent who is trying to help you. So if you agree to sign a buyer agency agreement after you met with the agent, because some people sign an agency agreement after attending a showing given by the agent, working with the seller's agent is sometime a mistake, because according to an article, Forbes article, that any information you reveal will become leverage that the seller can use in the purchase negotiation. Because buyer's agent is legally required to maintain your confidential, sorry, tongue twisting. I'm sorry, confidentially. So they disclose material fact to you and maintain loyalty only to you. Okay. So that is actually, according to law, that is their fiduciary duties. Okay. So you have to look for, proper credentials, because you wouldn't, you wouldn't trust a doctor who didn't have the proper uh, credentials or proper knowledge or proper education or proper licensing. You wouldn't trust that doctor, would you, for your surgery, right? So don't trust. It's the same way. Don't trust agent who doesn't present their or doesn't have them, best interest for you, because and they don't have a knowledge, they don't have the education, they don't have the guidance. So it's easy to find the agent who can take the job, but finding the agent with the special credentials of wide range of real estate education, knowledge, right? Years of experience. Those who have gone that extra steps to take additional, they are taking always, watching the guidelines or taking additional education to in certain specialties, regarding real estate is worth looking into. Okay. So you have to check, uh, make sure that you have to check the background of the agent, that is representing you as a buyer, right? They have a completed education, and do knows all the transactions, and they have another one is CRS, which is a residential specialist, right? Certified residential specialist. They have a completed additional training during handling of residential real estate, such as houses or any buildings, any residential or commercial buildings like apartments, right? So another one is a senior real estate specialist, which is the SRES they call. That is the completed training for the purpose of helping seller and buyers who are 50-year or older. Okay, so these are like, if you choose to use a real estate agent who's also a member of association, of realtors, right? Like myself, I am for the last 17 years. It would be bonus because they had to go through all this education and exams and tests and to keep up with NAR, National Association of Realtors, and they have to ensure that they have the credential as a member that are relevant to your needs. Okay, and they have a make sure they are licensed in your state, the state you are planning to buy, and that they because the usually the state will have a license board of all active realtors, okay, or agents, because not all agents are realtors. So, which you can easily access. You'll also be able to see their contact information, their disciplinary action or complaints or any other information that you need to help influence your decision, especially since most of the information is online. So give, you know, the test that good agent will know about all the other properties for sale in your area. They also, a good agent always does their research regarding the events in the current real estate market. They have a wide range of experience and knowledge of those homes that are out there for the taking. In short, you want an agent who's actually totally well educated, well knowledgeable, and an expert of the current market in the area you are searching it, and someone who always stay on top of things, and very knowledgeable for the area and the market, and how the market is doing. So also learning the type of market presence that the real estate agent, they has is the best way to figure that ideally you are going to want an agent who is specialized in one or two real estate market, or who understand which type of homes and amenities are available within your price range. You can unearth this information, asking them by asking the state licensing authority. If you're not comfortable with asking, the agent directly, if you are better off an agent who is engaged actively in your area and one area and the price range, because the residential homes around, suppose 200,000, to 250,000 range, or 400,000 or up, right? Range. So you have to search agent who are actively marketing in that price range in that uh, area. So you have to, you know, you have to see, that going to the through the agent route, if it's beneficial, and you have to do your diligence and check them, before you decided um, that if it's gonna be a right fit for you, right? So if you're ready to take the plunge and look for a place to call home to get the most out of it, you have to, you know, use buyers, you should use the agent to avoid flurry of paperwork, stamped off buyers, they are competing for the same properties or other challenges, right? So home buyers can be exciting and exaggerating because it can be a complex and sometimes very, very stressful process, which is why having a pro on your side um, can make the enormous difference, right? So everything comes like that, even in life, right? So if we have a good, our partner is good on our side, it will make a huge difference to take you from one level to the next level. But if the partner throughout everything, doesn't matter if it's life partner or if it's a business partner, or if it's a business transaction, the good life partner will take you to the next level, and they will always try to guide you honestly, right? um, and they will also, you know what is best for you. Same thing in a business too. Good agent who you are partnering with to have that home, you're planning to buy, they will get you that perfect house that will be beneficial to you for years to come. Correct? So same thing, as we discussed, that you probably, the heard that buyer's agent or seller agent or listing agent or so on, you are a buyer. So what's, you have to figure out, or if you are a buyer, you have to concentrate only on buyer agent, and you need to find only that agent who's only representing you, not the agent who's representing both sides, because it might not be, the for your best interest. Okay, so it is true to the name that buyer's agent, they assist home buyer every step of the way. Honestly, they guide them. They can also save you not only time but tons of money by helping you with their experience, with their guiding step by step, and it will be a very happy, joyful experience working with that agent, towards the road to homeownership. When you find the right agent, right for you, uh, that agent will work day and night to ensure that all your real estate needs and requirements are met. And when it comes to finding the right property for you and for your family. So what is the agent will do for you? How they will represent you? Because your buyer's agent, they will have a vast knowledge of the current real estate market for the area, which will include neighborhood amenities, conditions, laws, zoning, any issues with zoning, any price trends, any negotiations, any taxes, any financing, insurance, all that. They have a vast knowledge of all these points. So once you meet with the buyer's agent, they will generally help you determine your need and wants. When it comes to finding a home and a neighborhood, the agent will teach you what you can afford, help you set a budget, provide some insight on a current condition of the market, and explain what you should expect while shopping for a home. Okay? Because during the shopping period, you will meet with your agent for tours of the homes in which you might be that you are interested in, because they will give you insight into, what kind of floor plan it has, what home's potential selling point, what are the if any, there's crime rate around that city or of that neighborhood. They will also give you the rundown for local activities, the restaurants, the shopping centers, schools nearby, right? So your agent is responsible of, for ensuring inspections of the homes, any complete that they are completed, and as well as disclosure, you know, about the house they're in. Okay. They are also in charge of ensuring coordination and completion is done through the roof inspector, attorneys, lenders, and all other professionals that involve with the purchase of the home. So if bargains need to be made over the price, you won't have to negotiate yourself. Your buyer's agent will do all that for you. Along with the signing the final closing documents, they'll be representing whenever there are documents to, or what kind of documents you need to go through, and what kind of documents you need to sign, and they should be explaining all that to you. Okay, and there's another point I want to cover, guys, is a dual agency. You're gonna ask, okay, Ms. Ruby, what is dual agency? The basics of dual agency is a relationship occurs when a buyer is being represented by a brokerage firm that controls the listing. Once an agent represents both the seller and the buyer within the same transaction, the situation is known as a dual agency. Okay, because in multiple states this is illegal because of the conflict of the interest that can arise regarding the brokerage. So, excuse me, all agents hold the same responsibility, which is to inform their clients of all potential risks that could arise due to conflicts of the interest or legality, that agents are not allowed to work on both sides of any transaction without consent from the client. So if you're selling your home and you don't want your agent to also work with the buyer of your home, it's your right to say so in the listing agreement that this is also a true, same thing is for buyers also. You have the right. Okay, a buyer can get out of an agreement with an agent if they are interested in purchasing a home that their agent is listing. So when it comes to dual agency, there are definite, advantage for the seller because trust has already been gained with your listing agent. So representation for buyer has been established. Your agent brought you the buyer knowing that you are selling even if your property has not yet hit the market. Your listing agent will have already covered and researched your neighborhood market to gain buyers' inquiries, which mean your buyer, they will be working from all sides of the deal, okay, to sell your house faster and with more incentives. Okay, because your agent work together with the corporate, relocation buyers who need to find a house quickly, and they will ensure it's your house that is bought, correct? Because there are also there's also a cons for the seller when it comes to the dual agency, because when you can't pay advised by your agent as thoroughly when they must act as a dual agent because impartial facilitations is required. Your listing agent is not allowed to negotiate the best or highest price for you if also negotiating both the best and lowest terms for the buyer, earning a full commission if the opportunities arise that may tempt the agent to coerce. They can coerce a deal for it might be not accepted otherwise. So your agent may inhibit all access to your listing through buyers with the agent. So to avoid any surprises or missteps in dual agency sale, always ensure that you have a clarified important details with your agent ahead of time. Okay. And you can do this by using a exclusive buyer agency agreement or a listing agreement if you're selling the property, right? So let me also explain that to you guys, how the agents get paid, okay? The National Association of Realtor, profile of the home buyer and seller state approximately 8% of homeowners opted to put their home up for sale without using real estate agent or a realtor. A handful of for sale by owner FSPOs, the transactions dealt with seller and buyer who previously knew each other or directly related, like 87% of buyers chose to work with the real estate agent, a realtor on the buyer side only. The real estate agent or realtor, unlike professional in different categories who bill by hourly rate or earned salary, get paid through a transaction, which is the commission at the end of the sale. Like for example, let me give you guys an example. Like if an agent has worked with the seller or a buyer for months and they don't get paid for the time they spent, if there is no transaction during that period, right? An agent receive a commission once the transaction it goes through the settlement closes based on the selling price of the house. At that point, the commission is earned. That's the time they get paid. The commission itself is negotiated in most cases, between seller and the agent. Typically, an agent will earn a commission like of 6% of the sale. But some brokerage have commission, sometimes they discount it for the seller with whom they are working with, right? So essentially the listing agent and the buyer agent, they will split the commission in half. They can bring forth, some issues like, for example, sometimes the split might not be negotiated eventually. A seller could have agreed to pay commission of like 5% or 5.5%. And if further divided, the buyer agent would receive 2.5%, which the listing agent received maybe 3%. Okay. So even though some agents are associate brokers or brokers in general, all commission payments are instructed to go through to the broker who's managing the brokerage where the agent is working. Okay, from there the commission is then split to the agent and the broker according to the agreement that's been made. Okay, the split will vary. Sometimes newer agent will earn a small portion of the commission compared to the, experienced or successful agent who generally sell more expensive properties or homes. Okay. So overall commission is paid for the settlement period by the seller and the fee is taken from the proceed of the sale of the home or the property, right? However, the buyer, they pay the commission because they are literally paying to purchase a whole house, while the seller take the commission for the agent into account during the process of determining the price of the for the listing. Like for there, the commission is then divided during the settlement process between the buyer's agent brokerage and the listing agent brokerage. Afterward, the agent who made the real estate sale are further paid by their brokers. Okay. So hope all this help you guys. Hope you guys know a little bit now how the process work, how if you're working with the agent, if you're selling the house and you have an agent on your side, how they get paid, how you have to pay to them as a seller, sometimes 6% of the total purchase price, or 5.5% or 5% of total purchase price, and then further down, the seller, agent or the listing agent brokerage, they split, that the 6% of commission either in half and half, or they give the buyer agent like 2.5%, and they keep the rest of the commission. So that's how they get paid, and how it's buyer's agent's duty, and to serve and have your interest at best. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for listening. And also I also want to say from bottom of my heart, I thank each and every one of you um, for such a wonderful comments that it really makes my day. Thank you for, how you guys are letting me know that you are also, these videos, you are, sharing it with your family, and how much you guys are learning from these videos. That definitely makes my day when I read those comments. And again, thank you for liking, and subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video. I really, really appreciate you guys, and that definitely makes my day. All right, talk to you soon in the next video. Till then, take care, friends. God bless. Bye-bye.